Hey, Miles here, milesbeckler.com, and in this video we're going to look at the results from 14 months of video marketing. This started with a 120-day challenge where I published 120 videos in 120 days. More recently, I've been publishing 3 videos per day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I've been at that pace for, I don't know, maybe 6 months or so at this point. I call it my marathon runner's pace, and my whole goal with this video and this channel is to show you how the results on effort compound when you take consistent effort over long periods of time. That's why I do these review-based videos to show you exactly what's going on. We're going to be looking inside of a new platform today. You're going to get to see the statistics, the basic statistics from my podcast that just launched. And if you have not already downloaded, subscribed, and left me a review on my podcast, please do so. Just go into whatever podcast app you normally use, search for Miles Beckler. I will show up and subscribe, download one, and leave me a review. Try to hit that trending spot right now, and I'll show you exactly what that looks like from the statistics dashboard. But let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to start in YouTube, which is where I originate all of my content. And you can see at this point I've got 33,916 subscribers. So probably today going to crack off that 34,000 subscriber mark. And then let's go in. They've changed the interface a little bit on me, but let's go into the Creator Studio here, and you'll see I've published 273 videos at this point in time. And I want to go into the analytics, and we're going to take a look at what's been going on with all of this publishing that I've been doing. And you can see the top 2, right? And remember that YouTube wants us to focus on what they're displaying to us, right? Like YouTube's not hiding the most important metric from us at all. So right here, what loads above the fold is the most important metric for us to focus on. And you can see I've got my watch time up and I've got my average view duration up also. Now, there's probably a good reason for this, that I've done several live stream broadcasts. I've been a fully nomadic for 4 years, so sometimes I'm in a country or a house that doesn't have the kind of bandwidth available to do live streams. Here for the last month, I've definitely been able to do live streams, so I've taken full advantage of that. And I guaranteed, if you were to look at it, these little peaks in my average view duration probably came from my live stream days when I can do, you know, an hour to 2 hour live stream. I think I did one for 2 hours and 20 minutes the other day. So these are important metrics for us to continue to work to increase. How do you increase your view duration? You get your videos more sticky, right? And what do I mean by more sticky? A better hook on the intro, you get them into good content, you give them really valuable content, and literally like lay it on thick for 7 minutes and deliver amazing value that's going to get them to watch and stay and take notes and engage with your content. The watch time, sometimes that's a matter of putting up longer videos, sometimes that's a matter of putting up more videos, right? If you increase your video frequency, you definitely can increase your watch time, and both are very, very important metrics for you to work on. You can see that my view numbers are down a little bit, but look, it's less than 1%. It's not even a 0.5% down, so I'm not really concerned on that number. I don't run ads because I don't want any fake gurus trying to head fake you, distracting you with their shiny objects, because the goal should be for you to see that, publish, publish, publish. That's the trick to the game. I'm trying to inspire you to just start publishing on your business. You can see the likes are up, the dislikes are down. That's pretty cool. My subscriber numbers are continuing to fall a little bit. I'm down 5%, but honestly, I don't really care. That's not a big deal. Videos and playlists is going up. I think also setting up playlists that are hyper relevant to your users, and using those playlists when people say, hey, do you have a video about X? And then linking them to a playlist, whether it's from your website, from a comment on your blog, or from a comment on YouTube. If you get them into a playlist, the playlist will autoplay 1, 2, 3 videos, even if they have autoplay turned off. So that's a great way to increase these 2 numbers up here, is by leveraging the playlists. You can see my shares are going up and my comments are going up. So I like the engagements, and these big spikes in comments, I guarantee those are from the lives, because they count the chat room chatter as a live inside of there. So what I want to do now is I'm going to go ahead and change this out. I want to set it to the last 90 days real quick, and I want us to look at the last 90 days versus the 90 days before. And to be honest, I've been kind of flat in this 90 over 90 for a while, and I'm okay with that, but I've been hatching a new idea of how to really kind of increase my channel's growth again, and I'm going on a month trip. I'm going to be overseas in Asia for a month, and now is not the time for me to roll out something new. I generally only roll out something new when I know that I've got 1 to 3 months consistently to focus on it, because you always bump into new challenges, and I need that ability to stick with something in one location long enough to get it done. So since I'm going to be bouncing around, I'm not going to be able to do that. But you can see here that pretty close to flat, right? I think I might be up. Ooh, that's I don't even know if that's 3%. My view numbers are up a tiny bit. That's 10% or so, and my average view duration is actually up. So some of my numbers are up, but honestly, you're noticing here that that's a very, very steady trend line. But what I want to do now is I'm going to go back and give me 1 second to set out the dates. And we're back. Thank you very much for your patience. So now the blue line is the most recent 90-day period, and this orange line is when I first started the videos. That first dot on the orange line where I had 15 minutes viewed in a day, that was my first video that I published. So I'm pretty sure that was like my mom, my dad, my grandma, my aunt, and my wife, and me. So, you know, real humans didn't start watching my videos. You notice, like, see this little blip right here, up to 1,200 minutes viewed in a day. So in this orange line, I was publishing 1 video a day, every single day. In the blue line above, I'm publishing videos 3 times a week, and that probably corresponds to those big spikes and the valleys, right? A spike is when I publish, a valley is when I didn't. And you can see it's almost like off the register of how different this actually is. And the reason why I'm able to get millions, look at that, 3 million minutes viewed, right, at this point per quarter. Before I was getting 15,000 minutes viewed. The reason I'm getting these kinds of results is because I pushed through and kept going through these kinds of results. It's the biggest thing. Most people get in, they'll be publishing every day, they'll get 2 months in, they'll get 20, 30, 40, 60 videos in, they're like, this is a lot of work, I'm not seeing any results, this stuff doesn't work. And that's true if you stop, but if you keep going, this is the potential of what can happen, and that's where it gets really, really exciting. For me, I think it was around the 120, 150 day mark is when things really started to click. You can see all these numbers. It literally looks like we're looking at a totally different channel or something. It's like comparing apples to oranges, what happened there. And then one more moment. Let's just do, I want to do a lifetime, and I'm going to take off the comparison. Gotcha. So this is the lifetime report. I started it out a few days, maybe a week or two before I actually published my first video. So you can see my first videos came up right about where the pointer is now. You can see that the growth curve really struck up here, and it really kind of has leveled out. And this is when I said I've been doing 3 videos a week, every week, very consistently. That's this range, right? That's when I was here. If I was still doing a video a day every day, I guarantee that would still be kind of hockey sticking up. Personally, I'm still just super thankful for the results that I'm getting, but I think that's a very telling chart. And you can see now I've gotten 1.2, you know, 1.25 million different views. Astounding numbers. I've now, you know, I've had 1 million views. I'm reaching tens, hundreds of thousands of people. 8 million minutes viewed is an astounding amount of time. So let's go ahead and look in at my blog now. Now my blog, I've had ups and downs with my effort in the direction of my blog. This is pillar number 2 in my 3-pillar content strategy, and my goal has always been create videos because that's what's in my DNA. That's what's easy for me. If you're a writer, start at the blog level, right? So my goal is to put out the videos first, and once I was about 6 months in, I started working on a system to transcribe the videos, have those videos turned into blog posts, and kind of copy edited, because the way I speak, and if you read the spoken word transcribed, it's a little awkward, so it needs some massaging of that text and then get published. And I need to put my Pinterest image, I need a cover image, I need images throughout, and kind of different multimedia assets on there. In the last 2 months, I have built a system and brought on a team to manage that for me, and they've been doing great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this out to 30 over 30, and this for me is, it's pretty much hands off at this point. I'm really putting in very, very minimal amounts of effort. You can see I'm getting 23,000 visits from 13,000 people per 30 days. If you've been following along, that is noteworthy. That's a noteworthy jump for me. I was stuck at the 10,000 visits per month mark. So let's get that to the previous period. And you can see I've got 33% traffic increase right now from my site. And this is definitely because of having that system in place to take the ideas that I'm distributing through video, having those turned into great blog posts, and then uploading them, publishing them, and getting them live. I'm giving Google search engine more content to work with. Google is bringing me more traffic. All of my posts on my website are focused on very specific keyword phrases, so I'm doing all of my kind of organic SEO and my keyword research. If you don't know how to do that stuff, just search my channel. I've got videos that teach you exactly how I'm doing every step of this, but you'll notice like these numbers are great. So people are staying more because I've got longer videos. There's more people showing up. There's more users, more unique human beings showing up. The page views numbers up. The pages per session is up. So all of these numbers are great. And why I think the blog, like to me, this is the most valuable place for my content. I'm just not a native writer, so I had to put a system in place to build this content. And the reason is twofold. Number one, I own my blog, right? It's on my server. If I want to move it to another server, I can. No one can shut my blog down, right? I have full control there. My YouTube channel, I don't actually have full control. YouTube controls that. If you're building your business 100% on like Facebook groups or on Facebook and a Facebook fan page and you think that's your business, Facebook could shut you off in a heartbeat. I put a video up about the own the racecourse idea, and that's what we're talking about here. So that's goal number one, is something that I own. This is my asset. Number two, I have a pop-up. It was actually broken for months, I just realized, and I got that fixed, and I'm now bringing in 50 to 100 subscribers to my email list every single day from this organic traffic. Now, if I was advertising in the make money online and the how to do internet marketing niche, I would expect between $5 and $10 leads from Facebook. So for me to be getting 50 to 100 different subscribers every day of people who have read my content, who found me through the search engines, that's more targeted. That's a better quality lead than a cold Facebook lead, just for the record. And so I'm getting somewhere between $250 and $500 per day worth of leads from my organic efforts. Now, it's taken me 14 months of extreme effort to get to this point. Is it worth it for me? Absolutely. This is how I like to build my business, because now if my machine for posting to my blog slows down, my traffic's not going to die. If I'm going to Bali for a month. I have 2 speaking engagements and 2 small masterminds. So I've got 4 separate events on Bali in 30 days that I'm going to be participating in. My attention is not going to be here, but guess what's going to happen? My list is going to grow every single day. My blog is going to grow for me because I've done that. So this is really important. And then let me go back. I'm going to change the year out on my past one. So give me 1 second here. And this is the month over month from the month that I first started publishing my videos until this last 30 days. The last 30 days is the blue line. When I first started publishing the videos was the orange line, and you could see I was getting traffic. Actually, nope, wasn't getting 8 sessions that day. I had a big spike there, 52 sessions in a day. So when I say I was trying to blog and trying to figure it out and it just wasn't working, I'm being very real here. That's what was going on. But now you can see my peaks. I'm getting over 1,000 visits per day, which is probably from looking at my user numbers. That's probably from 500 separate individuals per day. If I'm getting somewhere around a 8 to 10% conversion rate to my list. So 500 visitors a day. That's up to 50 leads per day right there. So this is really exciting stuff to me to see this kind of growth. And the most important takeaway for you here is, like, first of all, if you're a writer, just write. Ignore the YouTube side, go all in on your blog, and figure out a system to turn your blog content into YouTube videos and podcast episodes. But with that said, if you're not a writer like me, you still can get the benefits of a blog. And that's the most important part to keep in mind, is that if you really get good at pillar number 1, doing the videos, you can build systems, you can hire people, create teams and processes to get that content over into pillar number 2, and you could experience these kinds of results. I want to do like a 90-day out. So I'm going to turn this off, and let's see here. I want to go back a few months. So let's go to mid-July, about July 20th. So that should be about 90 days. I'm not trying to make it perfect here. And so the reason I'm going out to 90 days is this is when I was not publishing to my blog at all, and this is when the blog machine started to turn on. And these little peaks are absolutely when I started publishing new content. And you could see the highs are getting higher and the lows are getting higher. And that means I'm on a great growth curve. Let's quickly do a kind of a review of these 90 over the 90 before, and you could see I was literally flat. This orange line was flat all the way to there, and then it picked right back up. So I really kind of broke out of a very, very dull channel, and I'm now seeing, you can tell over the last 45 days or so, I'm at new levels. So in 30 more days, you're going to see a much bigger kind of month over month growth here, or 30 over 30 growth. Quarter over quarter growth. So I'm already up almost 50% sessions, but remember, I tracked exactly even for the first half of this 90 over 90. So when all of my 90 over 90 shows these new highs and these new lows, this is probably going to be about 100% increase from that, which is astounding. So this is the power, and again, this is the best traffic I've got. Literally, this is some of the absolute best traffic that I've got. I own this traffic. I could do what I want. I could share it where I want with this traffic, and I'm building my list most effective. I get more leads to my list, more subscribers to my email list from here than I do from my YouTube content. But again, it's easier for me to make YouTube videos, so I do what's easy and push from there. Finally, we are inside of my podcasting platform, and this is something I'm going to continue to show because this is my third pillar of my kind of three-pillar content marketing strategy. That video is obviously going to be linked to below in the description. And you can see I went live on the iTunes store 3 days ago, and I've been promoting people to go in, to download, to subscribe, and to leave me a review. My goal is to hit the trending on the Apple iTunes new podcasts for marketing and for business. If I do that, iTunes will introduce me to potentially millions of new listeners, which could be huge for my audience growth. But you can see these are when I was going through, if you watch my video, I was saying this is every time I was submitting my podcast feed to them, they were reviewing it and they weren't allowing me in. Finally, I got them to let me in, and this is my growth from having individuals actually go. As I said here, it's you know, 7:30 in the morning, and I've already got how many downloads is that? 121 downloads here. So I'm on a new high yesterday from the high the day before. I'm expecting this a new high today, and this is just going to go parabolic. I'm hopeful to see this thing go up to, you know, tens of thousands of downloads per day. I don't pay for these downloads. I only pay for what I upload to the system. So my goal at this point is promote the bejeebas out of this and get as many people to get on the podcast as I can. And just like with my blog, I have a system in place. So when I put up a great video that's not a screen share like this, I have teammates who are going to go pull the MP3 file, they prepare it, they get it uploaded, they get it in place, they get it into Libsyn, they get it scheduled out to go live on everyone's podcast. It automatically updates everyone's podcast feed who has subscribed. So I've got this little window of opportunity in the podcast world that is allowing me to, you know, if I get enough subscribers right now, iTunes will say, wow, this is a trending new podcast. Let's show it to more of our users. That would get me even more subscriptions. And as I continue to put out new podcast episodes, you know, multiple times per week, I'll just see more downloads, more growth, theoretically more shares, more engagement, and growing the audience. One quick note is I didn't start working on getting this podcast system in place and figuring this out until 1 year of video marketing. And then I really didn't get this thing launched until month 14, right? 2 days ago, it went live. And what I'm trying to get at there, and my blog didn't get started until month 6. So for the first 6 months, I went super geeky on just making sure that I'm focused 100% on getting the video machine going, getting comfortable with videos. I went deep with my first pillar. Then after 6 months, when I kind of caught that marathon runner's pace, I was doing 3 videos per week at that point. I had already done 120 videos in 120 days. The whole process of creating videos was relatively easy for me. At that point, I started to add on the new tasks of, okay, how do I get this content onto my blog? It's taken me literally another 6 months to really get that system dialed in to where it's not that much effort for me and I'm getting the result that I desire, which is a growing blog. Then after that point, I started on the podcast a year in, and now 14 months in, I've got all 3 pillars going. I have systems in place. So all I really need to do is publish my content on my videos. And now I have teammates, probably I would say 6 different teammates touch my content to get it into all of the other places. So building those procedures is challenging. And the reason I mentioned all of that is I want you to focus, find out where you're at. If you're still in your 120-day challenge, only focus on that. Go deep with your first pillar, get to where you know it by heart, it's second nature to you, it's easy to get done. Then add on the next most logical pillar. If you're doing anything audio or video, go to the blog next because you own that content. That is the most valuable traffic for you. And then once that's dialed and firing on all cylinders, then focus on your third pillar of content. That's really the most important way to go through this process, because if you're trying to do all 3 of them at once and you're trying to do a 90-day challenge, you're trying to do a video, a blog post, and a podcast every single day, odds are you will burn out unless you're superhuman. It's a lot of work to get done, but if you take it in bite-sized chunks, you build processes, you get teammates to help you out with it, then you're just implementing systems that you just need to monitor the health and the output of the system. Really easy for me to do, easy for anyone to do, and then you add on a new component into that system, and then you just, again, you monitor the output of that system, and really it's relatively simple. It just takes a lot of work and a lot of effort to get there. I hope this video has been informative and helpful. Give me a thumbs up here in YouTube if you liked it. If you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube video, please do. You can click the little red play button down at the bottom to subscribe, or there's obviously the big subscribe button that you're able to click to subscribe. I'll be putting out more new videos teaching you how to market online, internet marketing, entrepreneurship, mindset, all kinds of fun stuff. I thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to connecting with you on the next video.